This is Inside Badger Football with head coach Trey Shucker. Financial support for Inside Badger Football is provided by Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, the accounting firm of Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler, Welch Funeral Home, Austin Wingfield State Farm, Southern Bank Corp., Chad Kesterson Shelter Insurance, Southwest Sporting Goods, Taylor King and Associates, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts, Price and Company, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone, Clark County Farm Bureau, Dairy Queen, Pediatrics Plus, South Central Connect, Java Primo, Southwest Auto Collection, Midian Digital Creations, Andy's Restaurant of Arkadelphia, and Israel Word Law Farmers Insurance. The host of Inside Badger Football is Chase Hartzell.
And welcome back to Inside Badger Football with Trey Shucker. I'm your host, Chase Hartzell, and as always, I'm joined by Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. Coach Shucker, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So we just completed what some might call the 1-2 punch of the 7-4A schedule for Arkadelphia. You have Nashville and then Robinson. Arkadelphia with a big win against Nashville at home in that first game, but then going on the road against a very good Robinson team didn't go in their favor this time around.
Yeah, you know, Robinson is a very, very good football team. They're one of the top teams in 4A in our classification and, you know, one of the top teams in our conference. You know, we knew that going into conference play that the front end of our schedule, our conference schedule, was going to be really heavy. And, you know, it seemed to be true. You know, we had that really good win with Nashville. And then going into this one, we knew it was going to be a big battle for us, and it was.
Yep, and Robinson is a team that is currently seeking its 5th straight conference championship. This is a team that's had a history of success. Mm-hmm. From your perspective, what is it that makes Robinson such a successful program, and maybe how did that play into the result this past Friday night?
Well, you know, the kids are explosive. They've got really big offensive line that are physical. They're huge, you know, and then they've got all those athletes around them that anytime they touch the ball, they can take it, you know. And as you see when we watch the highlights of it, you know, they're very explosive. And then on defense, they're big, fast, and physical. They've got speed. They've got tremendous team speed, and they just play really good football. You know, they're a good football team. They're a good football program. You know, they've got great facilities, so it's a really good opportunity for those kids in that area to go to school and play for a good football program with good facilities and some history.
And you mentioned takeaways. Robinson, very talented in that regard, and they were able to force a couple turnovers early. How did that impact the overall game?
It was huge, you know, and just all week long, you know, that was my biggest thing was, you know, the team that takes care of the football the best and the team that has the most explosive plays is going to win the game, and that seemed to be true.
Yep. And Arkadelphia did have quite a bit of success on the offensive side of the ball Friday night. What was going right for the Badgers, and who had some really stand-up performances?
Well, you know, we had some really big plays. You know, Jay Sean Davis had a great night. You know, he didn't have as many yards in rushing, but we were able to get him out in space and throw him the ball, and he did really well with that. You know, Alex Loy had a really big night also. You know, he's you know, our go-to guy Friday. You know, he stepped up and made some big plays for us. You know, it's just a tough overall night. Yeah, we moved the football and then put some points on the board, but just didn't do it in at the right times. You know, we needed to do it a little bit more earlier in the game, and I think things would have went a little bit different for us.
Yep. And at the end of the game, there was a positive in that there was an 18-0 run to close out the game. Yeah. Not easy to do in hostile territory against a very strong program.
Yeah.
Similar to what we saw against Greenbrier in the mid part of that third quarter in that game. So what do you have to say about the team's, you know, ability to continue to fight even though the circumstances may not be in their favor at the time?
And, you know, that says a lot about our guys and our kids, and we challenge them at halftime, you know, stick to the game plan and go out and let's just put together a better second half. And, you know, I thought we did that overall. You know, we want to take pride in our play and how physical we are. We want to take pride in how we execute. We were just inconsistent the whole night with all of that. But, in the second half, we were able to put more of it together and able to just do what we do a little bit better. But, we want to be one of those programs that are known to, hey, if you're going to play the Badgers, they're going to play 4 quarters of football. And I thought we showed that Friday.
Yep, and we're going to take a look at that game right now. Here are the highlights from Robinson on October 1st. So right now, here's the opening kickoff to Latonio Hughes.
Yeah, and not a bad return to start the game right here. This is actually Braylon Bailey, really big return by him, and we felt really good going forwards, starting off the game that way. And the first series we're moving the ball really well. Big run right there by Jay-Sean Davis, and just wasn't able to put it together for the whole drive.
And then we saw an interception right here, and first play from scrimmage from Robinson, a little bit of a pitch here to the outside.
Yeah,
and a strong finish.
Yeah, and that was a really good play and good play call, good execution by Robinson right here to run the full play and extend it all the way out to the pitch, and was able to get it out in space. And they're just so explosive. Once the ball's in one of their skill players' hands, they're tough to catch.
So right now it's Robinson 7, Arkadelphia nothing, but Arkadelphia able to move the ball well on that second drive as well.
Yeah, they're giving us some things, and the biggest thing was just don't get too greedy. Take what's there and be able to sustain those drives. If we can get just positive yards on every play, we'll get first downs, and those first downs will lead to touchdowns. Right here, we're trying to take a shot. Donovan had to escape out and kind of extend the play, but Latonio did a great job at working back to the ball and getting the pass interference call.
And that was on 4th down, setting up that play right there from Alex Lloyd. Good catch. And now Arkadelphia inside the 10-yard line looking to put some points up on the board. Again, points are earned against Robinson. No points are going to come easy against the Senators.
Absolutely. You got to do things right. And, we've got to execute all the plays. And right here we got down close to the goal line and got in our heavier package. And, when we get in the heavier package, not many teams are able to stop us and keep us out. Even though it's Robinson, they're big physical. We were able to get in our heavy package and get the ball in the end zone. I was really impressed with Robinson's quarterback play Friday night. Their quarterback had a great night, did a great job of distributing the football. The offensive line played really well for them. They controlled the line of scrimmage. As you see right here, they had multiple big runs. Just so big, strong, physical guys. They've got an Arkansas commit over there, Marion Harris, big left tackle, and he's the real deal.
And so following that score from Darryl Searcy, it's now 14-6 Robinson, and there's a strong return there from Latonio Hughes.
Yeah, big return by Latonio Hughes. That's multiple weeks that he's had big returns. And then right here was just one of those ways that we find Jay-Sean Davis, get him out of the box and throw him the ball. And, we come back to it later in the drive, and it ended up being a really big play for us. Just a big, strong run right there at the end to finish and get in the end zone.
And we've really seen Jay-Sean step up in the passing game these last several weeks.
And that's why he's so dynamic. He's a big, strong running back, but, he's also really, really good out in space.
So now it is 14-13. Robinson's still in the driver's seat, and once again, they are driving down the field right here, able to move the ball very efficiently. And a nice pass here to get them down inside the red zone.
Yeah, they did a really good job at, their inside run game, and then all of a sudden, they pull it and are able to throw it on the second option out of it. Right there, quarterback did a great job at the run on the inside zone, the pull, and finished in the end zone. We got to do a better job at getting to the football, and we talked about this all week too on defense. When you play against a fast offense, we've got to have really good angles to the ball. Those angles are going to be a little bit different than in weeks past, just because of their team speed. So just got to take better angles to the ball, and we got to try to stop the ball before it gets started.
So now Arkadelphia back on the field, down 21-13, and here's a good play from Donovan Witten, able to get into space and picked up some really solid yardage.
Yeah, this was something that he did really well Friday, was tucking the ball down and getting out and going, get positive yards. And he had to do that multiple times Friday and did a really good job of it. Just missed right there. You know, that's a really good ball where, you know, we catch it or nobody catches it. You know, this is one of those explosive plays that they had. You know, getting the ball out to one of their fast receivers, and if you give them any kind of daylight at all, they're going to take all of it. So, but really good effort right there by Latonio Hughes, running the ball carrier down and preventing a touchdown in one big play. And that was huge right there by Marvion Berry. You know, he's able to come off the edge and got to the quarterback. You know, that was something that we thought we would be able to do a little bit more of, but you know, Marvion was a really good play right there by him. You know, we get the ball back, and there's one of the big plays by Alex Loy. Alex had a really good night Friday also, and then was able to find Jay Sean out in the flats again. You know, when they get in those heavier packages and closer to the goal line, you know, that O-line is where what they really lean on. You know, they're big, probably the biggest offensive line in 4A, and you know, they really lean on those guys to use the run game to get in the end zone when they get close to the goal line, and they do a great job of it. You know, this was huge right here by us. You know, our defense, very proud of our defense right here with a big goal line stand. You know, we talk about how big their O-line is, and you know, it's very hard to keep them out of the end zone when they're that close, but our defense stepped up and made a big play, and, you know, it's that bend and not break defense right there.
And that play right there, a huge stop for the Arkadelphia defense down inside the red zone. Again, we talked about Robinson's defense. You know, you have to earn every point against them. Same thing goes for the Badgers. They fought really well in those tight quarters.
Yeah, you know, and then see Donovan using his legs, and we started moving the pocket a little bit to help him out in the passing game. And but Donovan did a great job using his legs Friday to extend plays, and then just get the ball down the field and get positive yards. We're able to use a motion to pop Braylon Bailey open right there. Really good throw and catch. Then Donovan finds Alex Loy. You know, we got a one-on-one matchup right there at the right side of the end zone, and Alex Loy just was able to win his man one-on-one.
So now the Senators taking the field after the score from Loy, set up by the nice catch from Braylon Bailey. And a good read there on defense.
Yeah, you know, Hayden Harper, that was a really big play right there. You know, something that we'd like to see more of out of everybody, just playing with confidence, play fast, you know, make your decision, go pull the trigger. This was a huge play right here. Very proud of Latonio Hughes, you know, right there. Could have been really easy to give up on the play and say, you know, they're about to score. But, you know, he ran the ball carrier down and punched the ball out right before he was able to get to the end zone. So we were able to get the ball back, and, you know, that was took points off the board for them, and that was awesome.
And again, Arkadelphia down but continuing to fight, and we see a couple nice catches from Alex Loy on this drive.
Yeah. Alex Loy was very consistent all night long in our receiving. Donovan Witten doing a good job. You know, he had a lot better second half, just distributing the ball, getting the ball to our guys, and reading the defense. Big run right there by Jay Sean Davis at the end.
And he's just so hard to stop when he gets into those power formation situations down near the goal line.
Yeah. He's just a big, strong back he's hard to get stopped for negative yards. You know, he gets that shoulder pad level low, he's going to get positive. Really good tackle right there by our defense. Donovan, you know, you see him over and over again extending a play with his legs and finding our guys. You know, big one right here by Jay-Sean Davis. We get him the ball out in the flats quick. You know, biggest thing to him is just get him the ball and give him an opportunity. And, you know, you see what he can do whenever we do that. You know, he makes a small play a big play.
Yep, he has great run after catch ability right there.
Yeah, you know, he's done that for 2 years now, and we just, one thing that we've got to probably continue to do more of is just get him the ball out in space and let him be him.
Yep, and it was a strong finish for Arkadelphia, going 18-0 to close out the game. Unfortunately, not able to overcome that deficit from early on in the game. Final score in that one, Robinson 56 and Arkadelphia 38. With the loss, Arkadelphia falling to 2-3 overall in the year. Yeah. Even in conference play, though, 1-1 at this point. And then for Robinson, 4-1 overall, with that only loss coming to the defending 5A state champions, Pulaski Academy, and they're 2-0 in conference play.
Yeah, you know, that's what we've been talking about with our kids over the weekend was, you know, we're 1-1 in conference play, and we've got the rest of the conference season ahead of us. You know, the biggest thing that we can control is the next game. You know, we control the way we prepare, the way we practice, and what we can do from here on out. And that's just control what we can control, and that's the next game.
Yep, and something that's important to note, too, is that despite those 3 losses, Arkadelphia hasn't lost back-to-back games yet this season. They've always responded from a loss with a win.
That's right, and you know, that's another thing that we've been talking about, especially as a staff. You know, we've just got to be more consistent overall. We're just so inconsistent at times, and you know, it carries over to our play, and you know, we've just got to continue to be consistent and work on that throughout the week. We've just got to be more consistent in everything that we do, on the field and off the field.
Yep. And so with that, we're going to take a look at the scoreboard from around the conference. First off, you see that matchup that we just broke down. Robinson with a huge victory at home, 56-38. Next, we move on to Bauxite versus Ashdown. Ashdown with another impressive performance, picking up another win, 2-0 in conference thus far, 21-7 over the Miners.
Yeah, you know, Ashdown's got a lot of momentum right now. They're one of the teams, I would say, probably, if you would even consider them a dark horse in the conference, I think they're one of the better teams in the conference. And I believe they're actually playing really well right now.
And I believe they're still undefeated overall as well to go along with their conference record.
They are. They're undefeated, and they're just playing really good football right now.
Strong showing thus far in 2021 from the Panthers. Huge win there. We move on now. Harmony Grove taking the fight to Malvern on the road, but the Leopards able to pull that one out 22-13.
Yeah, you know, you know, Malvern's another team that's probably on the top end of the conference, but Harmony Grove, you know, that's multiple weeks in a row that they've had tough games. You know, they're doing a great job at holding their opponents to lower scores than they're used to, you know, and you know, it just shows our conference, you got to bring it every single night. You know, any Friday night, you got to be prepared and you've got to be able to play.
And then our final conference matchup, a little bit of a surprise here for sure. Fountain Lake going on the road against a team that normally not mercy ruled, Nashville, and picking up the victory. Nashville, usually you're not going to see that happen too often, but in this case, the Cobras going on the road and picking up the huge victory, forcing the good sportsman rule. Yeah,
you know, this is huge for Fountain Lake, and probably one of the first times in their history on that. But you know, Fountain Lake, they're a tough team. I mean, they really are. That was probably one of the most impressive scores of the night, that I would say, and you know, they also have probably the lowest numbers in our conference, and you know, the numbers that they have are good football players, and they play physical. They're tough kids.
Yep, and on that note, we move on now to Fountain Lake. It serves as a perfect segue right there. Fountain Lake, they've been in a little bit of a transition period over the last several years, but I think some people may forget that this is a team that's had a history of success in the past. They've just been, you know, adapting to that move up about a decade ago. But this is a team who this year has picked up some big wins in non-conference play, and then here in conference play picking up a huge win over a team that has served as a perennial contender for the conference title. Yeah, no doubt. You know, again, just like you said, they've had a history of success, and you know, they're just one of those programs that's had the up and down of it, and you know, they seem to be coming back up, and they're playing a lot better football and doing really good. You know, they're a good football team. We expect a really big battle Friday night. Yeah, and on that note, what can we expect from this Cobras team here in 2021 from this matchup? Yeah, you know, they're a hard-nosed football team, you know, on offense and defense. They're physical. They get to the ball well. On offense, you know, they do a good job of maintaining those blocks and controlling the line of scrimmage. And then they've got a couple kids that can
play fast. They've got some good athletes over there that they get the ball to and do a really good job at breaking some tackles and using their speed to get yards. They do a really good job at what they do.
Yep, and the Badgers will be at home for this matchup. Got a huge win over a rival in Nashville to start out conference. What is going to be how does Badger Stadium factor into those 7-4A contests?
It's huge, and you talk about having home field advantage, but it's always a great night when you get to be in Badger Stadium, and especially after what happened last week, it's going to feel so refreshing getting back in our home stadium in front of our home crowd, and it's homecoming, so just all week, it's like our student body, our players, our fan base, they just seem to be in a good mood for homecoming week, and there's obviously there's other things going on, but everybody just seems to be in good spirits when it comes to homecoming week, and we are too. We've got to play better in what we do, and we will. I'm still highly encouraged on our team. I think we're a very, very good football team. We've got to play a little bit more consistent and just continue to improve throughout the week. But it'll be a good game Friday night. We're excited to get back in our home stadium and get back in front of our home crowd.
Yeah, a lot of positives heading into that homecoming matchup against Fountain Lake. That is this Friday, and it'll be at 7 p.m. You can go and attend the game, but if you can't make it, you can watch it right here on Arkadelphia Badger TV. And Coach, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you for watching, and go Badgers.
Go Badgers.
Financial support for Inside Badger Football is provided by Blake Bell of Edward Jones Investments, the accounting firm of Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler, Welch Funeral Home, Austin Wingfield State Farm, Southern Bank Corp, Chad Kesterson Shelter Insurance, Southwest Sporting Goods, Taylor King and Associates, Mary and Martha's Florist and Gifts, Price and Company, Doctors Rob and Gary Rucker, Eccles, Thompson and Kneebone, Clark County Farm Bureau, Dairy Queen, Pediatrics Plus, South Central Connect, Java Primo, Southwest Auto Collection, Midian Digital Creations, Andy's Restaurant of Arkadelphia, and Israel Word Law Farmers Insurance. Inside Badger Football is produced weekly by Ouachita Baptist University's Rogers Department of Communications and the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.